Welcome to the Irresistible You podcast. This is the place to get a dose of empowerment to create the life you crave and deserve. I'm your host, Amy Beltran, CEO and founder of Irresistible University. Through my online signature coaching program, I teach women just like you how to ditch the body image issues, gain confidence, and lose the emotional weight to look and feel irresistible at any size. If you like this podcast, you're going to love my group coaching program. If you would like to learn more about the investment, get details about the program, see client testimonials, head on over to irresistibleicing.com/course. The link is also in the show notes. If you have ever tried to punish yourself by waiting for the weight to find clothes that fit your body, this episode is for you. Does this sound familiar? You're afraid that if you size up, you're throwing in the towel and giving up on your weight loss dreams. It is time to crush the guilt and shame about a number in the back of your pants that nobody can see but you. I'm going to share in this episode how to get over your fears because you deserve to wear clothes that fit your body now, not 50 pounds from now, not 10 pounds from now, not 100 pounds from now. If you're ready to gain more confidence and trust in yourself, keep listening because this is going to be an episode you do not want to miss. And before we really dive into today's topic, I just want to send a reminder out there that we are once again going to be doing the Irresistible You live after show. That is happening on Tuesday, March 23rd, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, inside of the free Irresistible You podcast group on Facebook. If you are not a member of the group, please request to join. That link is down in the show notes. You can also just type in Irresistible You in the Facebook search bar under groups, request to join, make sure to answer the questions, and we will get you approved into the group. The live show is going to be the place to bring all of this together where we will have real-time discussion about the topics that we're covering today. It is your opportunity to ask me questions live and in person. So if you've ever been driving in the car, listening to the podcast and, something just wasn't clear to you, or you had an aha moment, or you had a question, like a burning question that you wish that you could ask me, this is the opportunity for you to do that. This is going to be the Irresistible You live show. It's the after party to the episode. It is happening in the Facebook group. So if you, if you are not a member, again, please request to join. We will get you in there. And I cannot wait to discuss this with you guys and dive all into the thing. So that said, let's get into it. So let's be honest, and this is something you can pop over into the group and share as well. Let's be honest. How many times have you gained weight and your current clothes, the clothes in your closet, they no longer fit you, right? And because they no longer fit you, you have nothing to wear. You have nothing to wear that really looks good. You have nothing to wear that flatters the body that you're in now, this kind of newfound body, if you will, with the weight gain. I think a lot of people are probably going through this right now with gaining weight in 2020. I know a lot of people that did. And I personally am going through this as I journey through my postpartum weight loss journey. So I was finding myself in a place where none of my pre-pregnancy jeans are fitting. And my pre-pregnancy jeans are like a size 14. But yet my maternity pants are to the point where they're just so gigantic that they're actually literally falling off my body when I start walking. So I'm in this weird position of I have all these jeans, all these clothes sitting in my dresser, in my closet that do not fit. And I have these maternity clothes that I was living in, pretty much all of 2020 and a good chunk of this year as well. And now they're just getting to the point where those things are just too big and they're not looking good. So I don't want to sit around and wear leggings anymore. I was at the point where I was wearing some leggings, and listen, guys, like, I love me some leggings. I do. And I still wear them and I love them and they're comfortable and all the things. But I also really love my jeans for a number of reasons. I just feel like so much more put together when I have my jeans on. And this might sound really strange, but it's the truth for me. When I'm wearing my jeans, I feel like a human. I feel like alive. I feel like a human, especially because, I work from home, and I have worked from home for over 10 years now. And so one of the things that I found early on in my journey of working from home, way back in the day, is that you really need to wear jeans when you work from home. You cannot live in stretchy pants when you work from home. I mean, you can on some days, but here's what I found happened. When I was going weeks and weeks and weeks at a time wearing stretchy pants and not wearing the jeans that, fit me, my body was magically expanding to the stretchy pants. And I found that it was much easier actually to run down to the kitchen, to overeat, and to binge and munch on things while I'm working when I had the comfy clothes on. Versus when I put my real girl clothes on, my real street clothes, my jeans, that have a fit to them. It's a reminder. It kind of like was a reminder of like, this is your body, you know, these jeans are going to start getting tight if you start, so if for those of you that work from home, that's like one of my best tips I will give you when it comes to like weight and body image is I really think you should be wearing jeans a few times a week, because it just, you're going to feel more put together, and it's actually going to be like a reminder to not just like shove all the food down your throat. That was a total sidebar, and I did not plan on sharing that, but I think it's just important because I know so many of you are working from home, and so you get me. You feel what I'm saying there. So I was at this place recently where I was wearing the stretchy pants way too much, especially the first couple months after hobby, obviously. Like, I can't even like fathom getting myself into a pair of jeans right after delivery. And I remember going to one of Javi's it was like the first week of his life, going to one of his appointments at the doctor. And I saw another girl there who also had a newborn, and she had stuffed herself into these they were like the tightest pair of pants, like jeans. And I was thinking, how can you even like, my body was in so much pain, like from the incision and just all the swelling, and I just don't know how people can do that. So anyway, I'm kind of back to feeling human again, and I needed my jeans to be able to help me along with that as well. And so the thing is I had to decide, you're going to have to size up in your jeans, and that's okay. And I can remember a time when I was not okay with that. I can remember a time where I would punish myself for gaining weight, and I would punish myself by not allowing myself to go out and buy the clothes that actually fit my body where I'm at today. That's what I really want to talk about today, because I know so many of you suffer from this. I know so many of you suffer by wearing clothes that you don't love, wearing clothes that don't even fully fit your body, wearing clothes that do not flatter the body that you have now because you're waiting on the weight. And I can remember back in the day where, I think it had been almost 10 years since I had worn a pair of shorts. This was back in around, I want to say 2015. And at that time, I had not worn shorts, like day shorts, because let me be clear. So there was a time where when we used to go clubbing all the time, dressy shorts were a thing, like back in 07, 08. I don't even know, guys. And I would wear those with like high heels, and we would go clubbing and the whole thing. But like during the day, on the weekends, casually, going to Busch Gardens or going to a theme park, I wasn't wearing shorts. I wasn't. And I had not worn shorts or even owned a pair of shorts that fit in so many years. So in 2015, that's the year that we got our kayaks. For those of you that have been listening for a long time, you know that whole story. And when we got the kayaks, I was like, well, girl, you can't go kayaking in jeans. You can't go kayaking in leggings. It's the middle of the summer. It's hot. It's humid. It's almost 100 degrees. Plus, like, we want to get a tan on them legs. Okay. So I bit the bullet. And when this was happening is really when I was on my Irresistible You journey, when I decided I was no longer going to diet. I decided I was no longer going to just keep yo-yo dieting. I was in this for the long haul. I was in this to like actually learn about myself, to really do the work, to all the things like we talk about here. And part of that journey was biting the bullet and going to the store and buying a pair of shorts that fit my body. And one of the reasons we typically don't do that is we're so terrified of the size. Like, oh my God, I can't believe I let myself just get out of control and get to this size. And I can't believe I have to go, I have all these clothes in my closet and I can't wear them. And I can't believe I'm going to go do this. This is like throwing in the towel of defeat. And so I went to the store, I bought the size I needed. They were so cute, they were so comfortable, and it just felt so like liberating to wear a pair of shorts that fit my body, that I wasn't tucking and pulling and worrying about and stressing about, and just could go out and be in the moment of kayaking with my husband and enjoying life and not worrying about what's hanging over and what am I pulling on and what am I sucking in and what am I tucking in and all that kind of drama that we create with our body. And here's the thing, at the end of the day, nobody else knows the size. Nobody else cares about the size. It's this big dramatic story that we create in our minds about what that means about us as a person. And so recently I had to do the same thing where, pre-pregnancy, I'm a size 14 and I needed to size up to an 18 in my jeans. And I have no shame in that. I have no shame in telling you that. I have no shame in putting it out there because it just is what it is. And I'm going to share with you some tips on the how to get into the right size, how to like do the work to be able to acknowledge where you are. We're going to get into all of that. But yeah, I'm sitting here in a size of 18 jeans. I feel amazing in them. They fit me. They flatter the body I have now. And to flatter the body you have now doesn't mean we're giving up on the weight loss journey. It doesn't mean that. And there's some things that you're going to have to do in order to get comfortable enough with yourself to be able to do this. What we have to stop doing, we have to stop waiting for the weight. We have to stop punishing ourselves for gaining weight. We have to stop punishing ourselves and telling ourselves, well, when we lose the weight, then we will allow ourselves to have a pair of pants. Like, that should not be a thing. That should not be a thing. So let's get into some of the steps that I want you to take in order to get to the place where I am, where you can buy the bigger size, not feel bad about it, and feel good and confident in your skin again. All right. First and foremost, tip number one on how to just buy the bigger size you need now. That is like the directions here. That is the name of this episode. Just buy the bigger size that you need now. And number one, what you're going to have to do in order to break that guilt and shame that we talked about, because the reason you're not buying the clothes is you've got some kind of feelings and thoughts wrapped up around what it means. I'm throwing in the towel. I'm defeated. I'm surrendering to this weight gain. I am so embarrassed that I got here. I can't believe I look like this. I can't believe I let myself go. And because you have all of those bullshit thoughts going around in your brain, you're not allowing yourself to have a pair of clothes, a pair of jeans, a dress, whatever that fits your body. So you're punishing yourself, and we just can't do that. So number one, what you have to do is you just have to meet yourself where you are. Meet yourself where you are. Okay. What does that mean? Here's the thing. All of that it's like additional suffering that you're doing, which is telling yourself the stories about how you're worthless. I can't believe you let yourself go. If you would have started that diet 6 months ago, you would have already been in your size, whatever jeans that you love. If you wouldn't have, overate all those times, this wouldn't have happened. And you keep just beating yourself up. You have all this inner fat bitch talk about how you're so awful. And that feeling of wanting to be here, but you're stuck over here creates all of this chaos. And you just keep telling yourself, I'm going to desperate diet. I'm going to get the weight off. I'm going to put my head down. I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm just going to work, hustle, hustle, hustle. And when I can finally break through to 10 pounds or whatever, then I'll buy a pair of pants, or then I'll be able to fit into whatever that's in my closet right now. And the truth is, we have to get out of that process, and we have to just meet ourselves where we are. And meeting yourself where you are means acknowledging, this is where I'm at. Okay. Yes, I may have gained some weight. I gained, this amount of weight. I've gone up in sizes. I have a whole closet of clothes that don't fit, and that's okay. And this is just where I am. It doesn't matter how I got here, because that's not going to change anything. What matters is I'm here, and I need to meet myself where I am. I need to tell the truth. I need to stop living in denial, because that's another thing we do when we don't meet ourselves where we are, is we go into denial about where we really are. Well, I don't really like wearing that. And I remember doing that when I had gained almost 100 pounds out of high school, and I was at my largest size ever. And all these little cute short shorts that I was rocking, I just stopped wearing them. I stopped wearing them. And I was in such denial because they literally didn't even go over my knees at that time. And I mean, this was rapid. It happened really quickly. And I would just tell myself, I don't like wearing shorts. I just don't like wearing those. And I started wearing, like, remember the store Deb? Oh my God. Like, for those of you that are like 80s babies, remember the store Deb? So I would go to Deb and buy these hideous, stretchy, like, work pants, like they were supposed to be dressy pants or whatever. And I would just tell, like, oh, I just love to be dressed up all the time. I love to dress like this. I like the stretchy skirts. And everything that I would buy, nothing I bought had buttons. Nothing I bought was fitted. Everything I bought had stretch to it. And I was just in such denial that I had gained this weight, because to acknowledge and meet myself where I was, it hurt. It was painful. And to acknowledge that meant I had to breathe life into that I did this to myself. I allowed myself to gain this weight, and I just could not admit this to myself. It got to the point where I even had I had these ankle boots at the time, and they were super cute. They were trendy at the time or whatever, and they were ankle boots, and they wouldn't zip. My ankles and my legs were so big that I couldn't zip these boots up. And rather than just not wear them and say, well, these don't fit, I would put these boots on completely unzipped, and I would just try to convince myself and convince other people, like, yeah, girl, like, this is the trend. Like, this is it. Like, this is going to be a new style. I'm creating it. Well, yeah, that never caught on. That's not a thing. Okay. That is not a thing. So first and foremost, I want you to just meet yourself where you are. And that means acknowledging, this is where I'm at. It's okay. What it doesn't mean is you don't get to beat yourself up for it. You don't get to inner fat bitch talk your way down. You don't get to beat yourself up with all these horrible things and all of these statements, because that's not going to do anything. But if you stay in denial, that's not serving you either. You have to admit and acknowledge, this is where I'm at. This is my truth. Okay, this is my truth. My size 14, my size 12, my size whatever, they do not fit right now. This does not mean everything is over for you. This doesn't mean you're throwing in the towel. This doesn't mean you're never going to be able to wear those clothes again. You're just going to first and foremost meet yourself where you are, period. Okay. So number two, what we have to do now, because trust me, you're going to have so many inner fat bitch thoughts. You're going to have so many of these running through your head about how awful you are, how fat you are, how disgusting you are, how if you would have started that diet in 2006, you would have lost your weight already, and blah, blah, blah. And you'll create all of these horrible stories about yourself why you're here. Okay. You're going to have all of these thoughts when you actually acknowledge, okay, I'm a size 18, I'm a size 20, I'm a size whatever. When you sit down with yourself and actually admit, and meet yourself where you are, it's going to flood your brain with a million different thoughts. All that inner fat bitch stuff is going to it's going to flow up to the surface. Okay. And that's normal. That is okay. Here's something else that I want to say about that. Whenever you have these thoughts, just sit there and listen to it and let it come in. Like, tune in and let it come into you. Because the thing we just talked about, when you're sitting in denial, okay, when you're sitting there in denial about what's going on, you're tuning out the inner fat bitch. And we're not going to tune her out just yet, okay? We're going to listen and we're going to acknowledge what's being said. Because until you can listen to the thoughts and you can acknowledge them, then you get to make a choice about what to do with them. As long as you're sitting there and you're like la la land of denial, pretending like everything is okay when you're not feeling okay, you're not allowing yourself to process those thoughts, and unprocessed thoughts are unresolved, and you're never going to get where you want to be that way. Okay. So number 2 is you have to change your inner fat bitch thoughts. And you're going to sit there and you're going to just take it all in and you're going to write it down. Whenever you hear you're a fat, worthless piece of shit, write it down. Okay. And so many times we run away. We don't want to hear it. We run away. We're so scared of our thoughts. But the thing is, they're just thoughts. They're not the truth. But you are making it feel like it's the truth. And let's be real. We are creating these thoughts around a number that nobody can see but you. Okay. And this is the really hard work that we do inside of the Irresistible You program. We have we call it the Own It strategy, where we have these worksheets that I make the girls do when they're having these shitty thoughts about themselves. And it really helps you walk through the process of when the thought comes in, here's what's happening. And we have like a whole step-by-step thing that we do to go through that. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to just get out a notebook, get out a sheet of paper, and I want you to write those thoughts down as they come into your brain. Because again, if you're not acknowledging the inner fat bitch and listening to what she's saying, how can you ever change? You can't. You're going to just go into that denial bubble. Oh, I just got to get the weight off. I can't believe I look like this. This is so gross. Oh, look, here's a 6-week diet that's promising me 30 pounds in 30 days. Boom, I'm going to do that again. And then you don't do it. You end up falling off the wagon, and you go through the whole yo-yo diet, body hate, shame cycle over and over and over again, because you're so afraid to recognize how you feel. That is what we have to stop. So you're going to write these thoughts down. Okay. And as you write these thoughts down, there's no judgment. Because here's the other thing. You have the thought, I'm a fat, worthless piece of shit. That's the thought. And then you go, oh my God, I can't believe I think this way. That is the unnecessary suffering that you have to stop doing. And just realize we all have these thoughts at times. Even myself, who does this work for a living, right? This is my bread and butter. This is how I live my life. I still have these thoughts. And they don't mean anything. They're just thoughts. They are not the truth. Okay. So as we go through the after show, the live show after this episode, bring those into the group, bring those into the chat, into the video chat, and I can help you learn how to rewrite those, how to rephrase what you're thinking. We can talk about that tomorrow in the live show on Tuesday. Okay. So, and part of writing these thoughts down is to say, just to tell the truth, right? So I would even say in step number 1, where you meet yourself where you are, is you're just going to write down, I have gained weight. I have gained 40 pounds. I can no longer fit into my jeans. I can no longer fit into my size 12, 14, whatever. Okay. That's just the truth. It's not a knock against you. It's not a negative thought. It's the facts. It's the truth. Okay. And then as you do this work, because you're really going to have to focus on the thought work around it to get this stuff out of your brain, so you can at least clear the clutter, if you will, right? The next step is you're going to go look for something that fits. Okay. And if you're actively on a weight loss journey, I never recommend buying a ton of things, but I always recommend buying a few staple pieces. Okay. So a couple pairs of jeans, a couple shirts that fit you. And then what I really love to get, and this is kind of part of my style anyway, but if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see I'm kind of wearing like this, it's like a cardigan, right? And I wear these all the time, but I just bought this recently and it's super cute. You can't really see the details because it's like black, but it's super cute. And it's something that even when I lose all of my postpartum weight, it's still going to fit me. And it's something that will transition down the scale. So I always recommend getting some pieces like that too, so that you're not buying a ton of tops and things like that like aren't going to fit you in a couple months. But the pants, we have to get the pants. We have to get things that make us feel good, that make us feel confident, that are going to make us love ourselves even more. Because this is part of self-care. This is part of self-love, right? If you love your child, which I would hope that you do if you have children, right? If you love your children and they're sitting there, and you know how fast kids, like little kids, go through clothes because they're always growing. If you love your kids, you're not going to sit there and let your kids wear these clothes that, are up to their knees or are tight or aren't fitting them anymore because you love them, right? And so you want to love yourself enough to put yourself in things that feel good on your skin, that make you feel good now, right? As you go out and you buy the clothes, whether you're going to buy them online or whether you're going to go to the store and do this, I don't want you focused so much on, oh my God, I can't believe I have to buy a size 18. Oh my God. No. No, because we already did that work ahead of time where we talked to ourselves, we put the thoughts down on paper. So we're not going to shame ourselves for having to buy that size, okay? We're just going to buy the clothes. We're going to buy the clothes in the size that we need. The size that we need today. Even if that size is different 2 months from now, you need to buy the size you need today. Okay. And as you get these clothes and you put them on, again, what I want you to do is focus on how they feel. Focus on how good you feel being able to slide on a pair of jeans that button and zip without you having to do like the cha-cha slide in your room. Okay. Imagine how it feels to put on a pair of jeans and they're not digging so hard into your skin that you have marks on you at the end of the day. Okay. You can actually put on clothes that make you feel like you're a human being, give you some dignity back in your life. Okay. So you want to focus on that versus shaming yourself for the size. The size is irrelevant. It is absolutely irrelevant. Okay. So that's the other thing. And then this is kind of goes back to some of the mental, emotional work that you have to do here is that, okay, you've got this, I'm saying size 18 because that's my truth right now, is like acknowledge that this doesn't have to be a permanent stop in your journey. Because for so many of you, the reason why you won't buy the clothes in the first place that fit you is you don't want to acknowledge, oh my God, I'm a size 18 now. Here's the cool thing about sizing is it's not a permanent thing. Okay, it's not a permanent thing. So you think of it as like, this is just like a temporary stop in my weight loss journey. And for me to buy this bigger size does not mean I'm throwing in the towel, I'm surrendering to ever losing all the weight. And we have to stop this bullshit thinking that we are supposed to be punished and that we are supposed to suffer our way down the scale. No. You're not going to sit here and wait for the weight to buy a pair of jeans that fit you. And you have to totally retrain your brain that you deserve to be treated like a queen, no matter what the scale says. Okay? Weight loss, I want you to really get this. Weight loss is not a prerequisite for self-love and self-worth. Weight loss is not a prerequisite for you to feel like a human being with dignity that can wear clothes that fit your body. You do not deserve to beat yourself up. You do not deserve to sit there in clothes that make you feel even worse about yourself. Because here's the thing, you've gained some weight, you don't feel so good about it, you know that you have to buy a new size. And so it's like, if you already feel bad about these things, how is it going to help you to sit there in clothes that also make you feel bad and also make you look bad? Because here's the thing, if you're an oversized, and that's another thing people do, is they sit there and they wear these oversized shirts, these oversized pants, because they're so afraid of anybody to see what their real body looks like. You are never doing yourself any favors by wearing those oversized clothes. They do not flatter you. And that is why I say, buy clothes now that fit and flatter the body you have now. Just because you have a bigger body, just because you have some extra rolls, doesn't mean that you can't find clothes that are flattering. Trust me that you can. It just, the way that you carry yourself, the way that you dress, the way that you're, like, all of that plays a part. And your confidence also plays a part in how you pull off the clothes that you wear. And you cannot feel confident when you're sitting there in clothes that are like pinching your skin, when you're wearing oversized clothes that do not look good on you. You cannot possibly feel confident in yourself when you're sitting there looking like that. So here's what happens. You think, oh, I have to punish myself by wearing these clothes because that will motivate me. If I sit here and have clothes that are hurting my stomach because the button is like digging into my skin, that's going to motivate me to not overeat. That's going to motivate me to lose weight. But in the meantime, it actually does the opposite. Because when you dress like that, you feel like shit. And when you feel like shit, you make bad choices. Because when you feel like shit, it is like shattering your confidence away. Because how long is it going to take you to lose the weight to where you can even buy a new pair of pants, or you can fit in the pants that you're shoving yourself into? And so that's why you end up doing all this desperate diet stuff that we're always talking about, because you just want the pain to stop. The pain will get better when you acknowledge that it's there in the first place. The pain will get better when you sit there and listen to the inner fat bitch and what she's saying. The pain gets better when you stop living in denial and you stop desperate dieting and you start acknowledging and meeting yourself where you are. That's when the pain gets better. And by pain, we're actually talking about emotional pain. So number 4 is you can just acknowledge the fact that this isn't permanent. Just because I had to go out and buy a size 18 doesn't mean I am like forever supposed to stay in this size. If you want to, fine. Personally, I don't want to. Okay. And I'm putting in the work that it takes to get back to where I want to go. And I will tell you guys, especially those of you that have been following me on Instagram, and I'm doing the whole 6K a day in March, I can already start to feel these pants getting looser. I can feel it. I can feel it happening. So number five is, here's my tip for you guys. Get your glam on. And get your glam on, for those of you that are in my program, you know this. Get your glam on is the irresistible you guiding principle number 5. And get your glam on, that principle and what it means, it's all about embodying and embracing the body you have now. It's about rocking the clothes on the body you have now, becoming the like glam goddess that you know you're supposed to be, and just rocking the shit out of what you have right now. Because again, where that suffering comes from is you're a size 18, but you just want to be a size 12 so bad. And so the time it takes to go from 18 to 12, you just zone out. You don't live life. You put everything on hold. You don't do nice things for yourself. You don't put your makeup on. You don't get your hair done. You don't get your pedicures done. You don't go to the spa. You don't wear cute clothes. You don't make yourself feel worthy and loved. Because you just tell yourself, well, as soon as I get to the 12, then I'll work on all that. No, no, no. No, no. Again, I said it before, we have to retrain our brain that we deserve these things now. Because actually, when you start doing those things now at your higher weight, your bigger size, it's going to change the game. It is a game changer. Because when you get down to where you want to be, get to your goal weight, your goal size, what have you, it's just like icing on the cake. It's not like, well, I got here, so now I get to do these things. It's like, I've always been able to do these things. I just might feel a little bit better in my skin because I can physically move better, right? I can do all these things. And so weight loss is like a total transformation. It's not just go on a diet, lose weight, move more, eat less, blah, blah, blah. That is surface level bullshit boring. If you want an actual transformation in your life, this is all the stuff that you have to do. This is the stuff that has to happen. And so number 5 is you're just going to get your glam on and you're going to rock the shit out of those clothes. And you're going to own the body that you have. You're not going to be in this place where you're disconnected, because that's what happens, right? Is you have your physical body, but up here in your brain and your heart, you are so disconnected from your body. It's almost like you feel like you're having these out of body experiences when you go places, when you put on a bathing suit, when you put on clothes. And again, it goes back to, you have to meet yourself where you are. This is the body I'm in now. I'm going to own it. I'm going to love myself. Despite the flaws, despite the weight gain, I'm going to just love myself enough to take better care of me. Because when you punish yourself by not wearing clothes that fit, when you punish yourself by well, I just have to feel miserable, because if I don't feel miserable, I'm never going to be motivated to lose the weight. That is like the opposite of self-love. That is coming from hatred. That is coming from such disgust with yourself. And if that works, if that actually worked, do you really think you would be sitting here listening to this podcast? Would you still be yo-yo dieting if that was the thing? Because you've done that before and clearly it's not working. So maybe if you tried to do things a little bit differently, you might see different results. And what I find also is that when I am showing myself respect, love, wearing clothes that feel good now, when I do those things, I am actually more motivated in my weight loss journey. Because when I, get dressed in a way that makes me feel confident, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to go sit on the couch and gorge myself and watch Netflix. But it's like I said earlier, when you're working and you're wearing the big stretchy clothes, it's kind of like that and having a big bowl of M&Ms on the desk go hand in hand. Because it's like, who cares? But it's like when I'm dressed nice and I feel good in my skin, it's like a reminder and we're also going to respect ourselves by not gorging all the food. And I'm also going to respect myself by doing what I said I was going to do and getting in my 6,000 steps today. And I'm going to respect myself to not just be a blob laying around in the house. So it's not a vanity thing. It's like, it's so far removed from just being a vanity ego thing. When you look good, it makes you feel good, right? And when you feel good, you do good. Whether doing good means making better choices for you personally, helping someone else out, just smiling at someone that walks by, and you have no idea how you can change someone's day by just doing a simple act like that. So, someone that has never struggled with weight would be like, oh yeah, duh, just go buy the jeans that fit. But it's like, when you have all the emotional weight that's attached to the weight gain and being the fat girl and having this struggle, you don't just go buy the jeans because you have all these thoughts and feelings wrapped up in what it means to buy the bigger size. And if you need permission, I'm giving you that permission today to please, 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 I am begging you to please go out and buy yourself something that fits, to please go out and buy yourself something that makes you feel irresistible, to please go out and buy something that's going to give you that extra like boost of confidence that you need. Especially now, ladies, it is spring. Spring is here and it's only going to get warmer. I know for me where I live, it's like it'll be spring for a few days and next thing I know it's going to be summer by April something. That means the hot weather's coming. Take the shirt, take the sleeves off, take the short, like take the pants off, put your shorts on. Stop hiding yourself, please. And I have done an episode around, are you going to wear the shorts or not this summer? You go back and listen to that too. I am asking you to please not spend another season of your life hiding behind your clothes, hiding in your discomfort, sitting in your wet blanket of shame and misery. Go and get the shorts. Go and get the sleeveless tops. Go and get the things that feel good and that you should be, that are seasonally appropriate. Like, you know, I remember just wearing jeans and a sweater. I have this picture of me, like I was up in the mountains for my birthday, like this is when I gained all that weight after high school. And it was like, guys, I'm born in July. I'm a Leo. My birthday is July 30th. Do the math. I'm sitting there wearing a sweater and jeans. Please don't allow yourself to suffer. You don't deserve, I don't care how big you are. I don't care how much weight you've gained. You don't deserve to feel like shit in your own body. Like you already feel like shit if you've gained the weight. You don't deserve to feel like extra shit by wearing things that are going to make you sweat to death. By wearing things that make you feel like a frumpy mess. Just because you're overweight, just because you've gained weight, doesn't equate to I must be a frumpy mess. That is a situation that you're creating because you think that's all you deserve. When you start realizing your worth and you start realizing what you actually deserve, then that frumpy mess that you think you're supposed to be is going to go away. Because you deserve to wear clothes that fit. You deserve to put your makeup on, get your hair done, get your nails done, get your feet done, get your brows done, get everything done. Get it all done. Don't wait for the wait to feel good about yourself. Because if you can't feel good about yourself now, in all of this that you have now, if you can't feel good about yourself now, just because you lose weight does not mean you're automatically going to have high self-esteem. You're automatically going to love the crap out of yourself. It doesn't work that way. Because getting to your goal weight, getting to your goal size comes with a host of other challenges, a host of other emotional weights that you have to deal with. And you need to start learning now that you're worthy. You need to start learning now how to love yourself, no matter the size you are. So we're going to get all into that again. Like I said, Tuesday, tomorrow, March 23rd, 11 a.m. That is going to be the Irresistible You live after show. It is exclusively happening in the free Facebook group. So if you are not a member, you will not have access. It is free to join. All you have to do is go request, type it in the search bar on Facebook, or just click the link here in the show notes. That is all you have to do. It will not happen anywhere else. It will not be on Instagram. It will not be publicly available anywhere else. So come into that. Let's talk about what are your thoughts around the size? What are the things that you're telling yourself? How can you change those thoughts? That is, ask me these questions. Ask me how to change your thoughts. Tell me what you're thinking about yourself, and I will help you, guide you through how to do that. And I will share with you a sneak peek of the Own It strategy, which is exclusively taught to my paid students inside of the Irresistible You coaching program. So if that sounds good to you, I'm going to give you a snippet of what that's like so that you have some actual skills and strategies to put into place. So I hope this was helpful to you. If this episode or this podcast is helping you change your life in any way, please share it with a friend that could use the help as well. And head over to iTunes and please leave a rating and review. That helps us more than you could ever imagine. Thank you guys so much for listening. Until the next one, stay irresistible. Bye, guys.